did some post commentary already. It's a little loud right here, so anyway, morning, y'all. Gosh, I look like I just rolled out of bed. Well, actually, I haven't even rolled out of bed yet. We are in Puerto Plata today, and I am doing the horseback riding excursion, and I'm pretty excited. It's been a while, years, decades, almost, over a decade since I've been on a horse, and so I saw that as an option in there, and they had a little bit of a deal. And so I was like, let's do it. This was my most expensive excursion that I booked. It was about $130. So hopefully that's not, too over the top, crazy expensive for what I get. But I'm looking forward to it. Two of my table mates are actually going to be on this excursion as well. So, I haven't talked a lot about them, so far in the vlog, but, I have hit it off with all of them at the table. And now two of them are going to be with me out here on this thing. So, let me get up and showered and dressed. It's early, obviously. But let's do it. I'll take you with me. We'll see what we see. We'll do what we do, and we'll talk soon.
So I got dressed and made my way down to the gangway on deck 4 to exit the ship. We were the only ship in port that day, and I'm pretty sure Puerto Plata only allows for one ship, maybe two, which I'd say is a good thing. It makes Puerto Plata kind of a more relaxing port. We were parked next to this giant cargo ship, and you had to walk down pretty far to get into the main port area, but they do have free shuttles if you need them. Just don't forget to tip the driver. On the way in, they have a Taino Bay sign, of course, for you to take pictures and stuff in front of, and then you enter into the actual purpose-built area, which is actually pretty nice. It reminds me a little bit of Costa Maya. When I got inside, they had all of the lollipop signs for the different excursions, and I found my number and made my way over there, and before I knew it, we were getting on the bus. There were quite a few of us for this excursion, and soon we were on our way, but first, let me take a selfie. They drove us through the downtown area, and there's all kinds of historical stuff there, like this all-pink street and some great shops and restaurants and stuff, and within about 15 minutes, we were being dropped off at the ranch. The ranch had an eating area and a place to use the restroom and even some shopping and stuff, and from there, they issued us safety equipment and loaded us onto this sort of open air bus. It was definitely really rural in this area, and they told us that I think Margaritaville or Hard Rock or one of them are trying to build a giant resort there, and that's kind of a bummer. It'll be great to have a nice all-inclusive to go to, but it's a bummer that they're gonna, tear up farmland and stuff to do it. And within 5 minutes, we were dropped off at the staging area for the horses. We met the instructors and safety people and photographer, etc., and they assigned us all a horse based kind of on skill level. I had told them that I'd ridden horses before, but several years ago, so they put me in kind of an intermediate category, and I was put on a horse that was quite tall because they told me that I was quite tall, and then we were on our way. The first part was kind of just a regular trail, and we were making our way towards the beach, but then we came around the corner, and there was the ocean, and it just looked so picturesque and beautiful, and they gave us plenty of opportunity to take photos and all that stuff as well, and they had a professional photographer, of course, that was going to sell us photos at the end, but they did take some great photos, including these that I'm showing you here. My horse also had a brother, and they were attached at the hip, so naturally I made friends with his rider as well. And the ride concluded with us being back at the ranch, and they had lunch prepared for us. The lunch was very, very good. It included a salad bar and chicken and rice and some other sides, and I got almost no footage of it because I was literally starving and scarfing everything down. And then we drove back into town, and near the cruise port there's this island with Poseidon or King Triton or whoever on it, and it just looked really cool, so I took a picture of that, and then we drove through the rest of the downtown area. Some people got off the bus to explore, but at this point I was pretty tired and exhausted, so I stayed on the bus and it brought us back over to the ship. Taino Bay at Puerto Plata actually has a lazy river and all kinds of attractions and shops and stuff, and it's a really nice port. It's good because this is one of those ports where you don't really have to have an excursion if you don't want to. You can just get off and stay in the purpose-built area, or even leave and go into the downtown area if you want to. But yeah, all in all, I had a good time in Puerto Plata.
Alright, y'all, so I am done with the horse thing. I'm sure I put all kinds of pictures and stuff in and did some post commentary already. It's a little loud right here, so anyway, I really enjoyed it. It was interesting being back up on a horse again after all these years, and my table mates were super cool to have there with me. They kind of treated me like their son or something the whole time. It was kind of cool, and yeah, pretty fun excursion. I really enjoyed it. Pricey, definitely, but I would say if you're really into that sort of thing, or if you want to try it out for the first time, worth a shot. And of course, all the transportation and gear and all that stuff that you need is included. even lunch and stuff was included. So yeah, but on to the next thing. We'll talk soon.
So from there, I made my way back on board the ship and up the stairs and down the hall to my room. I dropped off my stuff and relaxed and hung out in my room for a little bit. I definitely needed a break at this point, but then I made my way up to the pool deck to get some footage of the port. As you can see, the purpose-built area is a very small portion of a much larger area, which is a good thing in my opinion, because there's obviously a lot to do there if you know where to look. And at this point, it was almost time for us to all be back on board, and they started doing like pool deck activities, including an aerobics session. Dance-oriented stuff is kind of a big deal on MSC for some reason. They even have a special dance session for Diamond members, which maybe I'll try out one of these times. But I didn't participate in this free session because it was almost time for dinner, so I made my way down to the Infinity Bar to grab a glass of Prosecco on my way into the dining room. The cruise director on this sailing was Carrie, who had actually been with on MSC Divina twice before, and so we've known each other for quite a while now. She was really excited to see me, and so she gave me access to the carousel show for free. This is normally an upcharge. I think it's like $15 or so, but it does include a specialty drink, which would cost like $12 or $13 as it is, so if you don't have a drink package, maybe this is worth it. I enjoyed the show, and I'm glad I got free tickets, because I'm not sure it's something that I would ever want to pay for. It was good, especially compared to the theater shows on MSC Meraviglia, which I wasn't overall impressed with, but I really do think this should be an included option. I did the Houdini one and I enjoyed it. There is another one, I can't remember what the theme is for that one, and they both run multiple times per sailing, so there's plenty of opportunity to check them out, and they do occasionally drop deals and discounts as well. This also ended up being White Night, which of course is MSC's main event, so I'd actually changed for that before dinner and the show, and after the show I made my way through the promenade, which was already displaying the White Night stuff, and everybody was already getting all dressed up and all of that, and then I made my way up to the pool deck for the party. I got there a little bit early, so there wasn't a whole lot going on at first, but then within a few minutes, the entertainment people were up there and pumping up the crowd, and the deck just got more and more full, and of course I ended up dancing the night away as well. After the party, I made my way back down into the interior of the ship because I wanted to explore a little bit more and get a nightcap before bed, and of course I went to the Infinity Bar because that was a favorite of mine and one of the ones that was open late, and I grabbed a drink there and made my way back down the hall to my room. This was another great day on board the MSC Meraviglia, and there were of course more days to come, so stay tuned for that. I want to thank you all so much for traveling with me. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. We'll talk soon, and y'all have a good night.